Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Besam. This is their part number 1009408. This is a bottom arm. Let's just take a look at it. It's basically a giant 4-pound hunk of steel is what it is. This would be the bottom of the arm. This area here is different than this. This has a counterboard hole for the fasteners to go up through. Has this preparation in the edge. This is the pivot end or pivot style of the door. This is what I would call, or what would be called, an end mount, meaning it has a bracket that mounts to the end of the unit, clamping it over the spindle. So when you install a door with an end mount unit, you are going to bring that door through the edge, the end of the vertical style. There's also what they call side mount, and that's when you don't have the ability to reach in from the side. It doesn't really exist in the automatic door world that I'm aware of, but let's say that you had a 5-foot wide door and you were mounting your pivot point 18 inches over, you're probably going to want a side mount because you're not going to be able to get all the way in from the edge of the door to tighten those screws. Well, anyway, this clamp goes on there. That gets secured down with the bolts that are included. Those are drilled and tapped holes that are there. Okay. There is a shim that's included. Should you need a shim, I have one that's included here. I'll give you the dimensional properties of all of this in a moment. Then you're going to have your fastener package. You're going to get your Allen hex cap, your Allen head machine bolts, and then your mounting tabs. Okay. Let's take some basic dimensional properties. Overall length of the arm without the end cap, about 8 inch, 1.5 wide, 1 inch tall. That shim is going to be just slightly longer, 8 1/4, 1.5 or 1 7/16. The thickness of the shim, 0.133, so basically 1/8 of an inch. That gold tone that you see there is probably what I believe to be called zinc dichromate. It's just a corrosion resistant coating that's been put on all of these parts. Okay, there you go. So your spindle shape is going to be roughly like that on your hardware, is the bottom line. Why you would be replacing a bottom arm? Well, frankly, when a door gets hyperextended, here's what happens. The screws can get loose. They're not maintained correctly. Now you've got a little bit of slop in here. Let's say at some point someone doesn't like the way the door is operating because you've got a margin in here, and the door's allowed to move a little bit before, in relationship to the spindle movement. And let's just say that somebody just pushes the door. I've seen these caps break. This material is, in my experience, less substantial, less durable than the spindle itself, the spindle being made of harder material. So I'll see that these parts will break or will get ovalized or will get worn out, and that's where I see this being done. You're going to want to maintain, this material most definitely like anything else. It's an expensive bottom arm or expensive arm, as are all arms, to replace. Let's switch to the screen view and let's take a closer look quickly at the supporting information. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Here is the item that we are indeed looking at. Let's take a look at some photos that we have. There's the packaging. Everything in the box. The bottom arm, a couple different perspectives. Showing that end cap. Another set of pictures. End cap again, tipped out a little bit. End view of it. The bottom side of the arm, your shim, and then your screw package. So what I mean by end mount, and just to, I suppose, talk about it for a minute. You have a door. Imagine that's a rectangle, sorry. That bottom arm is going to sit right in there. That little cap is going to sit there, and you're going to screw it from this side, from the, wow. right in here. So you'll need an access area down in the bottom of the door for you to get to those 4 screws. Now, should you not have the ability to do that, the side mount arm is, let's say your pivot point is over here. Well, they make different types of hardware, not really for automatic doors, but you'd cut a little notch out in the bottom of the door, and that's where you would access your clamp. Then in that regard, your bottom arm looks more like this. And then you're going to have a plate that's going to fit inside of here. Well, this is all wrong, actually. Let's just imagine that this is more like a diamond prep here. Then your bottom cap is going to fit in here like this. That's a side mount, and then it would get bolted through here. This solid area is your spindle. That's a side mount. I'm not aware of it existing, but I did want to discuss the different types because this is clearly what would be called an end mount. Okay, now there's a link below this video to the SW200i wiring diagram that has nothing to do with a mechanical bottom arm, but it's here just for the sake of having it there, I suppose. There's a link here to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Besam products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation as seen here, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to several encyclopedic documents, parts, manual, installation instructions for different door types, parts reference list, etc. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. In conclusion, the purpose of this video, I suppose, was really to just provide a visual and dimensional representation of what this bottom arm is. If you have any questions on the Besam, this is their part number 1009408 bottom arm for the SW200i, or any other Besam product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.